Wow. 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 She can just keep doing that. She just can keep avoiding it.
I need a bucket. I need a bucket. I need a bucket. Let's go for the washroom, you know. See? Look at the plant. Look at that.
My gosh. You can hear you on here, Niani. It's weird. You can hear you on here, Niani. It's weird. You can hear you on here, Niani. It's weird.
So we started already.
Hey, Naima. The hijack. She's trying to get in the patio.
You gotta talk too much teenagers.
Because my thing is turned loud. In the patio.
Crazy. Crazy.
Nani! No, please, Yanni, please. Please. Yeah, I cannot even concentrate.
I'm about to call Nathan. I'm about to call Nathan. Whole other dude. About Tim. Yeah. Tim, big black guy. Big black guy.
Wow.
Tim. Mm-hmm. Your nerd boy gonna cry. That's what happened.
No, you go out that way.
Anybody know how to shut up teenagers? Like seriously. Just unbelievable. Anyway.
Please. I can't even I'm serious. I can't even concentrate. Daddy, stop. No. He doesn't even go back that way.
She ain't no West shot. I could dump the whole bucket of water on this.
You ain't not gonna dump a bunch of
definitely
water.
You know what? I'm gonna wait till you on the phone with Nathan. Watch this.
That's what we're gonna do.
Watch this. Wait, what?
We're gonna wait till you're on the phone with Nathan, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Yeah.
Anyway, first off, apologies.
We had a rough week. It was crazy.
Knocked out twice.
But one day for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then we had to.
Wait, why didn't we do what happened yesterday?
The Wi-Fi went down.
Wi-Fi went down.
Wi-Fi went down. And
so power loss one day.
And came on like at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And somebody did want to do a daily dose of dolls, but somebody else had to be up at 6 o'clock. So
Hold up.
What?
Because I remember mornings back in Tucker. You kept me up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to be up out of there at 6.
You like
sometimes 5:30 in the morning.
You wanted to be up.
Literally close my eyes for about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then I got to get up and go to work.
He wanted to be up though. He wanted to be up, and he likes getting up early in the morning. I don't. So that's the difference. I needed my rest, and then somebody.
You needed your rest.
Yeah.
You was going to fill out paperwork. I was going to be climbing on ladders and playing with power tools.
But paperwork still, it's a mental. It's a neck up job. It's a neck up job.
Okay.
Job.
Power
and
tools.
Then,
you know,
hello. And
200 feet up in the air.
Even before I went to fill out the papers, I had to be on with GoDaddy for like almost a whole hour before I even left. It's a neck up job. I've been neck up
Was you
all day.
100 feet in the air?
It doesn't matter. Let's move on to the subject.
Okay. Anyway, so apologies for yesterday.
Yeah.
So this is the plan. We're gonna rock now,
And then we're
and
gonna
then
rock
later
later.
on tonight we're gonna hit y'all again.
We're gonna rock later.
You know, because we missed the day.
Because we missed it. And we missed y'all.
What? Some of y'all. I ain't gonna say we missed all of y'all. Some of y'all.
I think we missed most of them. We have a good group that comes in. You know, get some kale wraps in your life.
Is that the one with the spicy mustard, mayonnaise?
Mm-hmm.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
It's better than the Viennese?
Mm-mm.
No?
Not to me.
So? Really?
It definitely adds another level of flavor, for sure. But I like, because the kale salad is so flavorful, I like for it to just be like a sweet, bland, kind of creamy.
Mm.
But I like, I tell you what, I do like, I think with orange, it just vibes. So when it's sun-dried tomato, I think it works.
What time?
It works good.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll probably be late.
Yeah, probably maybe after 10.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe after 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm shooting for like 10:30 ish, but yeah, somewhere around there.
All right.
Boss and Mrs. Doss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's purposely?
Yeah, I'm playing around with some different names.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm playing around.
The boss is already taken.
Who is taken?
Springsteen?
And Bus isn't?
No.
Jerome who?
You don't count.
But Bruce Springsteen does.
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
Better stole my name.
Okay.
Let's
all right. All right.
Be very clear about that.
All right.
If I ever meet Jerome Bettis, he got to shoot me in the face.
Well,
we got to get back.
We can go back to Bus and Courtney Omega for the next one. It was just kind of too long, and and sometimes when we say, depending on where we're sitting, it's covering our face, and so I just wanted to kind of shorten.
I got a different chin there.
I was gonna be like Dos Das, because you broke the chair.
I didn't break the chair. The chair broke. Okay.
We could just put Dos Das. That would be fine. I kind of just wanted our name, but I did want our names. I like the names, but I was just trying something different. I like this actually. It makes you look really tall.
I am tall standing next to you.
You're not this tall.
Like
this would be
giant.
This would be different. We wouldn't be on no live right now. You would like this tall right now. Oh, it wouldn't be no lie. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that type of lie.
Yeah, that ain't even moving.
It would. Why isn't it funny? It would be a different type of live, y'all. It would be a different type of live if he was rocking that 7 feet like that. It'd be a different type of live. It'd be a different type of live. It'd be like an OnlyFans live.
Ain't no playing with
you. All right. So the first question or the first topic, is it my turn to go first? Okay, first topic I'm gonna do is
No, it's not.
It's not? Oh, when you go.
You did what's the name last time?
What did I do? The brawl?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't do that brawl first.
I mean, I can go back and look.
No. We don't need to. My first,
yeah, you go first.
My first topic, thank you, because it's Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. I didn't even say that. Happy Friday. My first topic is okay, so when I say it was Lovers and Friends, but it's a new spin on Lovers and Friends. And can you be friends with someone that does not like your significant other?
No.
I don't think so either.
Somebody gotta go.
Somebody gotta go, but it's definitely gotta be the friend.
Maybe not.
What?
Significant other like what? Like your wife?
Yeah.
Your husband?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like your spouse, like your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Yeah.
Okay. Here you go.
Yeah, tell me.
Girlfriend or boyfriend? Where's it going?
Where's what going?
Where's it going?
It's going to the bed. It's not going to continue to go to the bedroom. If you're gonna be friends with somebody that I don't like or that don't like me, that's a no. You know, I want to say this. In my past, I've what I say knowingly, I've knowingly been friends with people that my significant other didn't like, and my my person knowingly was friends with people that didn't like me or I didn't like, or vice versa, or maybe mutually, mutual, dislike, disdain, and it never ends well. It never ends well. It never has ended well, and I don't mean like it doesn't end well as far as like a breakup, but it's just like they just would feel like they couldn't tell me when they were going to be hanging around, with a certain friend, and then like, okay, so my ex-husband, he was friends with this guy, and they were really, really, really tight, and so like every time one of my family members would call, and if he would mention his friend, they'd be like, "Oh, he's going to see his boyfriend," and it would be like, and it was just like a running joke amongst my friends and family that knew that I didn't like how how close they were. And what's funny is that now that we're divorced, I still talk to that friend. I still talk to that friend, and I'm like, hey, like it's like I can see why my ex-husband loved them so much, but I couldn't see that because it was like we were in competition. I couldn't see that when we were together. It was like, why are you hanging out with him? What do y'all have so much to do? And all of this stuff. But like he really, I can see, he really was very committed to his craft, and he's very professional. He's a very professional guy, and he's funny. He's really funny. I always knew he was funny. He is hilarious. I just didn't, like I said, it was a jealousy. It was a jealousy there that just doesn't have to exist anymore.
The water right there.
I know, I see
Where's
it.
The cat?
I see the ripple. The cat's still inside.
You sure? No, the cat right there. Sure.
Oh, he came outside.
All right, maybe something snatched his little ass and
dragged him in. Don't say that.
I mean, I wasn't going in there to get him.
I would have.
Whatever went in, it was kind of big. Anyway.
Yeah, I would have. I had a friend in high school where I didn't like the guy she was dating, and she didn't like mine. Yeah, and okay, so those type of situations are a lot more, I think, common. Where it's like, the girl doesn't like the guy. The girl doesn't like your girlfriend's boyfriend or significant other. Mine was legitimately, like I said, it was legitimately a jealousy. Like I knew, my ex-husband wasn't gay, and it just was a jealousy because it was a time thing. Like he had very kind of limited or very he wasn't great with time management, and a lot of his time would go towards cultivating that relationship. And I used to be like, this, like you're more invested in y'all relationship, y'all friendship than you are in this relationship, and it was interesting because they were also
Sure, it was just a friendship and not just him cultivating like a business relationship.
No, they were friends. Like they created a business together, but they were friends first, and they genuinely, like, it was very interesting. It was very, I won't say interesting. It was very hard for me to see, like, because I have one brother, and so my brother was in a midst of a lot of sisters, right? So I had just never seen men like that. Like my dad and my brother were close, but they weren't like always hanging out. It was my dad and my brother, and my brother was on, sports teams, and he hung out with them. But then when he came home, he was home. with my ex-husband and this guy, they were like they were always just like, at each other's. Well, he was mostly over there. I didn't like him coming over. That was one thing. So he was always over his house. And he lived close to where my ex-husband was in school, in law school. And so he would stop by, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be, at I'm gonna be at Quan's house for, the rest of the you know, like I'm just gonna wait until traffic dies down pretty much." And I would cook right then and there. Like I was doing vindictive stuff, I'm not even gonna lie. I would cook then and there so that his dinner would be cold by the time he got home. Like I would be like, "Oh shit, that's what you're gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do." I'm like, "Oh, because so I would purposely do that, or I would wait to cook until he got home. So, as opposed to having something ready, it would be like another 2 hours, 3 hours before he ate. Like I was doing just like really like vindictive stuff like that. And then his friend had a family, like a family already. And so he would be like, "Oh, we're doing this and that for so and so's birthday," and I would just be like, "You don't need to be over there. You don't need to be over there. Like, you have a family too." And it was just like it literally was just us. But I would be like, "You have a family. You have a family too." But yeah, I became like very mean when it came to that because, like I said, I just wasn't used to seeing men like hang out. I wasn't used to seeing that, and yeah, I was jealous of it. So it was uncharted territory. But I will say this: by the time um of my divorce and all of that good stuff, of course, it was maturity. I got married relatively young. I was 19, and this all happened like maybe my early 20s. But by the time I'm in my 30s, I'm understanding and appreciating that, guys need they need other outlets, so to speak. But at the same time, um, at that point in time, it became what type of friend. Like I didn't mind, my significant other having friends. It just became like, well, what type of friends? Like, I will say this: the guy,
Could you hang out with me?
um, my ex, it depends on like what y'all hanging out doing. Because like when I tell you they used to hang out, like they used to be together for hours. For hours.
They got a strip club or something?
No, never. Nice, man. Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't into that. I don't know what he's doing now. But no, he never was into drinking, no smoking, no strip clubbing. They were literally just like hanging out. Like they would watch movies. They would hang out. They would
watch a game or watch
movies, TV? Like TV. Yeah, like different movies, different shows. They both rap, so they would listen to albums and rate them. they were like hanging out. Like they were comic books. They were into all of that. It's not. It's just.
It is. That's stuff you do in high school and junior high.
Maybe that's what you look at it as, but that's not. It's more to.
Grown man's not sitting around talking about comic books.
Well, I don't think.
Unless we drunk.
Again, the things that you were doing or do as camaraderie are just not. They may not be the same thing for everybody.
You know what? He couldn't.
No, yeah. I mean, I said that. No, they were actually hanging out. Like they were actually like doing stuff like, just like chilling. They were literally just like chilling. And like I said, he would stay over there because there were, it was closer to where he went to school. And if there was traffic, and there usually was coming up where we live. We lived like in like the north, like we lived like in the west part of, well, they lived in the west part. We lived like in the northwest. So we had to go further north and then back west. But he went to school and they lived in the west part. So, and then like they would do, like I said, he had a family. So they would be fixing stuff at his house. I remember one time they were like doing the bathroom. He built a studio in his house. And so it was just like, they were just always doing something like that. They were never just like it wasn't no tossing them back in strip clubs and stuff like that. So
they shouldn't have watching TV, playing video games, and talking about comic books and rapping.
Yeah, and like I said, he had a family, so they actually did stuff like, like if they had game night, and he would be over there for game night.
Why you over there for game night? Family?
Because again, I would be at home because they live like it'd be like different between we lived in like Oglethorpe and they lived here, and he went to school at Kroger. It would be easier for him just to kind of go and just wait for traffic to die down, and then he would just hang out and he was
using for their space,
right? And then, but at the same time, like they were hanging out. It wasn't just like he was just like sitting around, like he wasn't catching a nap. They were legitimately like doing stuff, but no.
But you know what? Wait. To add on to what you were saying, I had a my best friend is female.
Yes.
And her and my ex didn't like each other. It didn't start off like that though. I did the introduction. Hey, this is so there can be no misconceptions about who she was, and because that's a must. If you don't from the rip, like, hey, this is who it is, it turns into something else. So, like I said, I don't know where it changed or what, but it was okay. So my ex had a problem with us FaceTiming. Oh. Like I'm like, okay, when we FaceTime, we both got iPhones.
Right.
This is what people with iPhones do. We FaceTime. It comes with the phone. This is what we do.
Maybe she felt like that was too like coupley. Maybe she felt like that was too coupley.
Okay, yeah, but I FaceTime with Tanya too. That's my cousin. FaceTime with my sister. I FaceTime with cousins. I mean, if you got an iPhone, 9 times out of 10 we gonna FaceTime during the course of
I want to say, you know what? I never, even when I had an iPhone, I never understood like the big deal with like FaceTime. Like I just wasn't into it.
Well, I missed a whole lot of stuff, so I thought it was amazing.
Oh, yeah, because I was just like, people, that's what they would request. Like when they saw that I had, and they would be requesting the FaceTime, I'd be like, I'm in bed. I don't want to.
I never told them to FaceTime.
I'm like, I don't want to talk to you from bed, or I'd be in the bathroom, and I'd be like, no, like we can text. See, I'm a texter anyway. So, but I think it was just too intimate. It feels like too intimate. And then, like, first of all, I would say this, and I've always said this, even though your ex, I feel is a very good looking woman, your best friend is a good looking woman. And so I just think this is off rip. There's some insecurities there. And I feel like, but I will say this too, and I've told you that before as well, your vibe does change when you're talking to your best friend. And it is still like it's your friend, but it's too like it's almost like too it's too comfortable. It's too comfortable, and that's hard for a friend. That's hard for
I don't understand.
It's too comfortable. That's hard for a significant other to watch, to like be privy to. It's just like, because again,
I don't. What do you mean too comfortable?
Too comfortable. Okay, so it's like we don't have that because, like I said, me and my best friend, who's a male, even though he's my best friend, we ain't talking like how you and your best friend talk. You know what I mean? Like we actually, I don't want to put this the wrong way. I don't want you to take it the wrong way, rather, but like as you can see, like the way I interact with him, like we doing stuff. Like we not just we don't sit up on the phone.
Oh, you like chit chatting?
Yeah, we don't do that. I don't play with that.
You don't chit chat with nobody.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm
Except
saying.
for Monica.
It's a level of, I don't even chit chat with Monica. Like we be about business.
Yeah, kind of shit.
Yeah, I gotta call her today too and update her on stuff. But no, I mean, I mean, like, yeah, we don't do that. And it's just like too, when I say like you go too comfortable, it's just like it's like you get like it's too I don't want somebody talking to you like how I talk to you. You know what I mean?
Huh?
What do you mean, huh?
I do not talk to her like I talk to you.
No, I'm talking about like with like the nicknames and like the like because I remember one time when you hadn't had your hair cut and she was just like, oh yeah, you need to be doing this, doing that. Like, motherfuck, he fucking me. Like, I don't need you telling him what he needs to do with his hair. Like, I don't like that. Like, that's a comfortableness that y'all have, but me as your spouse, I don't like seeing somebody thinking they could check you and how you appear when it's fine for who, that's the level of comfortableness. I'm just like, nah, I don't like that. Because like it's the same like
Right? Okay.
like I said, I don't have that with none of my friends. You know. I don't have none of
Okay,
my
well
friends.
look. Hey, well, let me finish. So
Okay, go ahead.
now, mind you, I've known this woman for 15 years.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's scary too.
Actually, 15 plus.
And that's scary too.
Yeah, like we went almost 17 years. Damn. It's been that long. Almost 17 years.
Mm.
Damn. Anyway, so when me and my ex got together, right, I was just coming home. And it felt like I was going to a funeral like every other week. Or not going to a funeral, hearing about somebody who got killed or somebody died. Like it was I'm gonna say it was like an 8-month period where I had went to 2 funerals and like I want to say about 4 of my homies got killed. And one was in the hospital. Zito.
Yeah.
One was in the hospital. It was like it was rough. And another one of my dudes that got hit, he was out of the hospital. But it was rough. It felt like I was losing people. So, there was a thing with my ex and my best friend, where it just kind of came to a head. And I point blank said, listen, man, I'm not cutting nobody else out of my life. It's been right. I'm not doing it. Like I just drew the line and said, listen, man, I'm losing people left and right. You want me to just voluntarily get rid of somebody I've known for 15 years? Like you crazy. I just met you. I didn't say I just met you. But in not so many words, this is what was being. Now I'm not saying this was the right play. But it's the play that I made. So I'm not saying that that's the reason that me and her broke up, but it definitely didn't help. It definitely didn't help.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, we did kind of like lumber on, but I can tell that was an issue. That was an issue. Now I tried to limit the calls in front of her, or when she was around or whatever. We kind of but I felt weird because it was like I'm treating my best friend like the side piece. It was weird.
Yeah.
I go over to Jersey. I gotta sneak over there. See, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm like, nah, I'm over here, whatever. And I'm sitting in desert level. Right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was, one time, and the car inspected, right? So, it was going to fail inspection because my check engine light was on. And so I went to one spot, got the check engine light reset, then got the car inspected. On the way back, I caught a flat.
Wow.
Had to get a tire. And Desi was like, maybe, I want to say 10, 15 minutes away, whatever. I was already heading that direction anyway, though.
Right.
So we go to her. No, it wasn't a flat. What was going on with that car? I forget something was going on with the car, but the car was up on the rack and old girl calls. I'm like, dang. So here it is. Bestie standing there. And I'm like, man. So I don't answer the phone. Wrong move. She keeps calling back. I'm trying to think of something.
An excuse.
An excuse as to
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
being orange.
Wow.
So so I answer the phone. And I'm like, yo. She's like, yo, why you answer the phone? I'm like, listen, I didn't hear the phone. Car's on the rack right now, which was the truth.
Yeah. Right.
I said, listen, the car's on the rack. I can't remember what happened to the car. I'm like, listen, this is what's going on. I'm getting the car fixed right now. She said, where you at? I said, North, right? Mechanic, he about to blow the whole spot. Like, nah, I ain't no again. Like, wow. I'm looking at him like, you better shut up.
Wow.
But yeah, but this was the kind of things that was going on. Now here it is. I'm not doing nothing.
Right.
But this is the energy that was being, put out there. Treating my best friend like she the side piece and like we sneaking around, just chill.
But that is, see, that is what it becomes then. And like I always say, and this is word is everything. Like, and this was a hard, and it was crazy that I had this, I guess, revelation because I've never had, a lot of friends. Like I just never have, but, I was friends with a guy who, I genuinely, like, I felt like, I love this dude. And there would be gaps in our relationship where, he would, in our friendship where, I just wouldn't see him for like weeks. And then, come to find out, he had a girlfriend. He would have a girlfriend and they would like whenever they got back together is when there would be gaps. When they broke up, this is when he would come back. And we had long established that we weren't going to be in an intimate relationship. And so, I just, I just asked them one day, and we were actually going out. We were on the way back from dinner. We had decided to go back out and get some dessert. And I was just like, why don't you introduce me to your, why didn't you ever introduce me to your, because it was one, like every time they broke up, like I said, I knew who it was. And I said, why don't you ever introduce me to her? Like, this is weird. And he's a photographer, so he had some pictures. And I was just like, why don't you introduce me? Because he was showing me the pictures. And I was like, why don't you ever introduce me to her? And then he was just like, when we're together, you don't exist. Like, glad. And I was like, dang. Like, and I was wondering, there was no one in my life. It was just him. Like I didn't have a boyfriend sometimes. Like I didn't have that. But he just said it very flat. He's like, when we're together, you don't exist. And I was like, wow, like that hurt. But then it was just like, that's what it's got to be, because we had such a, like I said, we did everything but we're intimate. But we had a very involved relationship. We did everything together. Like I said, 2 years straight, he's, he would take a second job to get, my kids stuff for school. He got a car. He when we first met, he had a truck, whatever, a flatback, like 2-seater. But when after we were, friends for a few months, he was like, I got to get a car because, I have a family. Like I'm taking y'all. We were going to church. We was taking me to meet like his people, but we weren't together. But he was like, I got to get a car. This would be better for us. This is the way you talk. And so, but he was just like, genuinely, when when I'm with her, we can't. This can't, because we weren't together and we weren't going to be together. And so it was not worth the arguments that relationship was going to have to bear. And So like I was just like, dang, I just have to accept that I'm just like the, you know, uh I'm feeling that void for companionship, even though we were never going to be in a relationship. I'm feeling that void for companionship. But at the drop, when they would get back together, he would be willing. It only happened twice, but when they would get back together, I knew exactly what was happening. I knew that they were getting back that they were back together, and so and then I had to realize, would I be willing to do that for someone? Like if I had to say if she was on the other foot, would I do that for him? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was like, man, if if I got, because I wasn't sexually active with anybody, but I was just like, man, if I got with somebody, and for sure, like, because yeah, I couldn't explain that. I couldn't be like, nah, me and him just want to hang out, just us, like, because that's what we're used to doing. We're going to his dad's house to cook. That's what we're used to doing. Um, uh, we're going to pick out some school clothes, but because that's what we're used to doing. And no, he's not, my child's father. He's not, we're not even like that, but that's what we're used to doing. You can't explain that. You can't explain that. And I wouldn't have wanted to even have that conversation.
I mean, like, you can explain it to me because, you know, I mean, it's crazy. Like, your best is male, mine is female.
Right.
I think that's the only way it would be understood.
I think no. See, because even like I said, even with my best friend, with Palmetto and your best friend, y'all relationship is different than me and Palmetto's relationship. Like I said, me and Palmetto, I don't go over there to hang out. He ain't gonna come over. Even when I was in the townhouse, like we didn't do stuff like that. We got together, we were building on something. We were like, okay, we're working on this. He's working on, putting this show together. We're working on stuff.
You don't hang out.
That's what I'm saying. And so I'm saying that the relationship is different. It's not like we're kicking back and unwinding and
let me ask you this.
What we do.
If you did hang out,
yeah,
would you?
What do you mean if I did hang out?
You did hang out.
What kind of question is that? It's like, if you did hang out, would I hang out? Yeah, like if I did hang out,
would you do it?
If who was?
If you was open to hanging out.
I wouldn't. I know, because I don't hang out. That's not. I'm not interested in it. Like I'm genuinely not interested in hanging out with nobody. Like we got to be doing something.
We are doing something.
Nah, hanging out is not. Dang. We hang out, like but like I'm not interested in just like being in somebody's presence and that's not doing nothing, but just like I only have today. I've only had one friend like that, and it's a girlfriend, Marie. Marie and I used to come over and do nothing. But JJ is like we didn't hang out. Like JJ's JJ's
y'all was sleepovers and stuff like that. That's not hanging out.
No, and that's when you were kids. I'm talking about as a full grown adult. We ain't do no sleepovers. What? And JJ's a genius. Like JJ was always in the books. Always in the books. Always in the books. And she was on soccer team. So now we ain't have no.
So if you crashed on somebody's couch,
that wasn't gonna be it.
You just kind of like you too drunk, but you had to go home.
I told you I don't do hypotheticals, and I ain't never.
No, I'm asking you. No, I'm not. This is not hypothetical.
Yeah, but it is because you said if you were drunk or too high. Yeah. Those are hypotheticals. I ain't never.
This is definitely not hypothetical. I'm telling you, this is what happened. You crashed on the couch. Is that a sleepover?
That is a hypothetical.
No, I'm asking you, what is that? What is that categorized as? I'm not saying hypothetical.
A sleepover.
Like what constitutes a sleepover?
A sleepover is, in my opinion, or in my past, it's been planned. Like I'm coming over to spend the night. Okay. Yeah, and technically in that situation, like Julian actually he got blocked in, and we didn't. It was like our condos were only allowed one space per unit, and this other this condo next to us wasn't even a family unit, but they did have legitimately had two cars, but they blocked them in, and there was like a big rule in our place. You can't. Well, we were we were discouraged from calling tow companies on actual
neighbors.
Yeah, like we were very much discouraged to do that because I guess like they had to pay for that, like when it came out, like so we were discouraged. So he ended up spending the night, and it was very awkward. It was super awkward because it came a couple of months after I made my what do you call it?
What this was after after you shot your shot?
After I shot my shot, yeah. And so I didn't want him to feel like super uncomfortable, and then at the same time I didn't want him to feel like the door isn't open because I would be cool with that, but I also didn't want him to feel like I was like waiting for something to happen. So I ended up like locking my door and stuff to let him know that that he could have his free
range. Was you locking the door to protect him or protect you?
No, it was more so like to I felt like it was just to let him know that like so that it wasn't like going to be like a kind of like a creeping in and out type of thing. Like it would be a lot of commotion to get out so that he knew he had free reign to the bathroom and he could do all the stuff that he needed to do. So wasn't going to be like any accidental door opening or that sort of thing, and that he would have. I just want him to be comfortable because I felt like I had made him uncomfortable with my assumption that he wanted to be more than friends. I made him uncomfortable with it, and I just didn't want to make him uncomfortable. So yeah, but like I said, like we even with me and him, we didn't just like come, and even a couple of those times when he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna come over and we're just gonna he was like, oh, what? He would be like, what are you doing? Like, where are you? And I'd be like, oh, I'm here or there. He'd be like, oh, you want me to pick you up? I'm like, oh, okay. What are we doing? And sometimes we did just read Bible, scriptures and back and forth, and or he would bring over. He was into these worship bands. He would bring some music
worship
over. Bands. Oh, yeah. And he would bring over stuff, and we would listen to it. But even that, like it was just like I'd be like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? And like the first 3 times where even that happened, I was just like, hey, what would happen was that I noticed that every time like I was dropping the kids off, or every time like the kids were gone, we would be kind of like in limbo with like nothing to do. And so I was like, hey, why don't we just start doing stuff when we drop the kids off, or when the kids get picked up? Why don't we start doing stuff, So that's when we started going out to eat. And we started actually making plans to do stuff when the kids were going, instead of it being like once the kids were going, like now all of a sudden it was dating. Yeah, we were dating without a courtship. I felt like we were dating, like we were doing stuff, but we weren't.
So let's do that again.
Oh, I'm positive. I told you he has some.
Yeah, I know issues. You said that before, but I'm like, you sure you again?
Yeah, I'm positive. And you know what? When because he introduced me, like I said, it was a couple of churches that he used to go to, and like on the sly, I tried to have a conversation with 2 of his like pastors, and I was like, alluding to that, and both of them like reacted the same way, like.
Maybe he was gay with them.
Nah, they were just like, there was definitely one of them clearly said, which I kind of knew too, it was an immaturity situation, but it was definitely not like but they were like, as far as it went like with women, I was the only woman that like the way he would bring me around, I was the only woman that he did that with. I still to this day, I don't understand like why he just didn't want to go. I mean, I know it was an age difference. It was definitely an age difference. And we had a couple of very hard culture conversations with him being Colombian. But yeah, I think it was probably just the age difference more than anything. And, But yeah. But like I said, he made it very clear that there had to be a line of distinction between his significant other and me. And that really put me like in a good place, but it's put me in a it made me really consider, well, what would it be like when I like would I be willing to do that with him? If I got a friend, would I be willing to drop him? And I was like, yeah, I would have to. Like, if this is a dude that I'm like feeling and we're actually in it, I'm not even doing this stuff with him. Like I'm only doing this stuff with him because I'm literally not doing this with nobody else. And so I think that the same kind of rung true in maybe in like I said in that situation with with your ex and your bestie, that these are things that she just thought once she was in the picture that would be all that you wrote. I'm me personally, I still feel that way. Like I feel like, once you have like a significant other, you ain't really got no reason for no friends. You got no reason for no friends. I don't need no friends.
Yeah, friends of the opposite sex or friends, period.
Friends of the opposite sex, but like friends in general, because like I said, like there are things that I would like. I always used to say this. I don't have like friends for particular things. Like I don't have a friend that I could go shop with, but a friend that I travel with, or a friend that we go to the movies together, but then I have another friend that I'd be like, man, if I don't have a person that can do all of these things, I just stick to myself, which is kind of what has genuinely happened most of the time. It's just like I've been kind of a loner, and I think I just got used to that because I grew up with just so many siblings and all, and yeah, I just got used to that. But that's my take on that daily dose of dolls. I don't believe not only do I believe that you can't be friends with someone that doesn't like your spouse or vice versa, but you should not be friends with someone that doesn't like your spouse or vice versa. I don't think that sends off a horrible message to your significant other. And I think it just in the end it puts your friend in a bad place too. It sends your friend in a bad space also, because your friend is going to be in the middle of a lot of those disagreements and those fights, and so you want to definitely do things differently. Definitely do things differently. You have a daily dose contribution.
Not really. Not really. But these sunflower seeds got my mouth dry as hell. And it just ain't enough water for me. And it ain't cold enough. It would be this yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yes, you cut the
That's
trees.
cut trees, right?
Yeah.
But get your mans.
What?
Ours.
Oh, I see him. He's down watching the water.
All right. See, we playing with fire. Something big with that water over there. On this side right here, man. He playing over there.
Hey, what's you supposed to?
It might be a gator or something. I don't know.
In the pond.
It was big.
What is he supposed to do? He just doing his thing. You were always saying, that cat, let that cat out and let that cat do whatever that cat. Okay, so he's out. Okay, so he's out.
They're playing by that water.
Okay, so but that's a part of him being outside.
I mean, I ain't gonna miss no.
You will.
Definitely won't.
You will.
Definitely won't.
Maybe like it'll be random. It'll be like, yeah, that's I got busy. I was catching. I was stumping. I was out there catching something.
What was that?
That's you, and it's spot on. As usual.
It ain't even supposed to be,
It's spot on as usual.
I definitely don't.
That's spot as usual.
I definitely do. You know what?
What?
So I was looking at the this was yesterday, I believe. Yesterday? No, it couldn't have been yesterday. We had no Wi-Fi yesterday, right?
No,
So it was the day before. No, we had no power the day before.
we didn't have the power the day before that. Yeah, and no Wi-Fi the day after. We had one full day of power and Wi-Fi, and then today the power went off for almost about an hour. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy.
Yeah, we having kind of technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
All right, so this must have been like this Friday, right?
Today's Friday.
This had to be around Tuesday,
Yeah.
Monday, maybe.
Yeah. Wednesday was the only day that we had power and electricity. I mean, power and Wi-Fi all for 24 hours.
All right, so it might have been Wednesday then.
Okay.
It might have been Wednesday.
Yeah. Wednesday was our top day of the week this
week. I was I don't know if I was on YouTube, TikTok. I was on something. I'm scrolling, you know. I'm scrolling. I came across like 4 different things about Nigeria and this French thing. Like the Nigerian army is like really mobilizing. Like they about to get busy.
Busy.
They about to start smacking.
Happy Black August.
They about to start smacking these Frenchmen. But I find it interesting that the Russian special forces, some guy that was kind of close to Putin, he was pushing propaganda that he was turning against Putin and Putin would lose control, whatever. In case Putin sent them in there, and they are backing Nigeria. Now, me personally, I wouldn't trust them because I think they all have the same agenda. You know, befriend whoever's in power so they can get to natural resources. This is what they do over here. You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm the Nigerian government, the new Nigerian government, I would be very leery about whatever European is, right now, the world is fake mad at Putin. So, this is what these guys do when the world is fake mad at them. They just pick, so-called rogue nation. See, all right, well, y'all can all be mad at me if you want, but you're not gonna do nothing because these are my guys now. Mm-hmm. And this one just happens to be Nigeria at this particular moment in time. But I also came across something where they were saying that it's not just Nigeria. Like this is a thing that's going on in smaller pockets. Nigeria is just the latest and the biggest. Because they just had the regime change and they just flat out said, listen, man, if you're a foreign national, you gotta go. Like you're not even allowed. You're not even allowed to live in this motherfucker if you ain't from here. This is like, yo, if you ain't from this block, don't come on this block because this block might do something to you. This is what's going on over there in Nigeria. Old boy just flat out said, listen, all you foreign nationals, y'all got X amount of time to get the hell out of my country. And it's illegal for them to be there.
Like Idi Amin.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, here's the danger in that, though.
Yeah.
This is the danger in that. I'm all for it, though. If you ain't from here, don't be over here. Because all you're doing is take. You ain't getting at all. It's a one-way relationship, especially when you're dealing with these foreign powers in these African countries. So I get it, I understand it, and I even promote it. But again, here's the danger in that. Every African leader that has ever done this, or even attempted to do this, has got his head knocked off.
Yeah, literally.
He has not survived. And what came after has always been in the favor of the European or whatever foreign entity was in there. So, with that being said, I would hope like I don't know the guy's name. I don't know his name. I would hope that he has a plain effect that if he does go, if he is knocked off, that someone steps right in and keeps that same energy. Because a lot of times these guys, they get into power and the ego thing. They get this they get the God complex.
Yeah.
Like I'm Mr. Untouchable. I walk around here and do what I want, say what I want, and be how I want, and not worry. But you just pretty much put a whole foreign entity, a foreign power, by the wayside. They're not going to let you get away with that. So I would hope that he has some things that they thought about this before they started, giving France the boot. Because let's believe they're not going to take you down. They're going to take you lightly. They're not just going to lay down. None of these dudes ever just lay down. Like, all right, you got to go. All right, we got to go. That never happens.
Yeah.
Never happens. Never happens. Shit, when Castro kicked everybody out of Cuba, the U.S. was trying to do all kind of crazy shit down there.
They were, but you tell you what, that's what's so amazing that at the end of the day, he still died natural causes.
We don't know that.
Well, he was old enough to believe that it was natural.
Okay. And even with that though, they pretty much they damn near strangled them though. Mm-hmm. Like Haiti. Haiti's a prime example. Haiti kicked the French out. And I didn't even notice until I did a post on TikTok and somebody asked, was Haiti paying restitution to France?
Yeah, yeah.
And I looked it up.
Yeah.
I looked it up right then and they looked it up. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know that. And they just stopped paying not too long ago. Maybe about 20 years ago, they just stopped paying those restitutions. Stop paying that money off, but it is. And the crazy thing is that when Haiti won their independence, what happened was France got hit with the perfect storm. They was fighting the French Revolution, so they couldn't really send any troops over that was already over here, over in Haiti. So Haiti took advantage of that because they knew what was going on over there. They heard it from the boats. Sailors talk. So they would get the stories about what's going on with the France. And they took their shot and they won. So once France kind of settled down and got situated in their homeland, they sent somebody over there back to Haiti and said, listen, this is what's going to happen. Either y'all going to pay this bread, y'all going to do this, y'all going to do that, but we're going to come back and enslave everybody all over again. You're not going to be able to stop us. And I guess this was after Toussaint was out of the picture. Because Haiti was split into two. We had some guy to the north ruling, some guy to the south ruling. The guy to the north basically told France, sucks up, we ain't doing nothing, come get it. Guy to the south was like, nah, I don't want no smoke. What you want? And that's what happened. And this is what happens a lot of times in these countries. When these leaders die, they don't put in place a system to where it's next man up. We're gonna keep the same energy. So they go down, and now it becomes fractured, it becomes splintered. And
well, a lot of people, like we discussed before, they don't want to take on these type of things because watching someone who you felt genuinely was untouchable get touched is a great deterrent to the next following behind, because what I've seen with these regimes, they don't be on the slight, like they roll thick, and that's why I said it's amazing that if Castro was not, if it was not if it was natural causes, even the fact that he lived as long as he did it still says a lot, because there were there were so many attempts on this man's life daily, and you're talking about people that literally were born to become assassins of him. Like literally, this is the reason why they were bred, and they were unsuccessful, or they would be turned around, or they would be turned. Or they would they would abort the mission. It was kind of uncanny, if you will.
Oh, that's Jackson.
Oh, that's Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Y'all want to see something funny?
No, we're about to close out the show.
You sure?
I'm positive.
I was gonna press old boy.
Okay. Yeah, we see.
Yeah, tell him come back
Tell
in.
him to come on in.
Come back in.
We want to meet him. Hello. Hey, come on, Jackson. No.
Y'all want to see something funny?
No, we're not gonna do this online. No, stop it. We're ending broadcast.
Really?
We're gonna see you guys later for a daily dose of DOS.
I'd say